Hi, welcome back to Hot Topics TV, y'all. If you've never been here before, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified every time a new video goes up on Hot Topics TV. Why was Dwayne Haskins' parents not at his funeral? That's the big talk, and we got to talk about this. Listen, you can say what you want to say, but I see right through all of this. So, according to www.msn.com, funeral was held for former Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins earlier this week, though his parents weren't in attendance. Earlier this week, the parents of the former Ohio State Buckeyes star, who was killed while trying to cross a Florida highway on April 16th, held a separate memorial service instead. Haskins' parents revealed, get this, they revealed that they've never met nor spoken to his wife, and they didn't want to meet her at his funeral. That sounds like trouble, my friend. That sounds like they did not have a good relationship. Ain't no way you're close to your son. Both parents raised him. He comes from a two-parent household. Both parents raised him. He went off to university, and he went from university, a college football star, into the NFL, guided by his mom and his dad. So family means something to them. Now, for their son to not have had, for their son to marry somebody that they had never seen or spoken to, I see all kinds of red flags. So I had to go do a little digging, and I found out that Dwayne's wife, which is Calabria held a funeral for her husband, and his parents held a separate memorial for him in his hometown. Now, I'm asking all kinds of questions. The first question I ask is this. Okay, usually your spouse would respect your parents enough. I know you're wifey and all, but I did the math to this. They were literally married for 1 year before his death, right? And he's pretty young. So your parents, in your death at such a young age, would probably want you to be buried close to home, somewhere where they can leave flowers on your grave as their child, have those memorial moments and stuff like that. She's buried him in a whole nother state, somewhere else, far away from where he comes from. That alone tells me there's issues between them. I don't know. So for those of you who don't know, this football star was crossing the street to get some gas, and I don't know if he was driving and he ran out of gas or whatever, but he got hit. And details showed that he got hit by two different vehicles. He got hit by a garbage truck first, and then the car following the garbage truck, did some Superman maneuvers to avoid hitting him head on hard. But the back wheel of the car did hit him. So he got hit by two vehicles, right? When Calabria Haskins, his wife, described her concerns for her husband and what she knew about this location that he was at, the operator explained to her that there had been an accident on the highway. That's how she found out, right? His wife told a 911 operator that her husband was walking to get gas and wasn't picking up the phone, according to the Florida Highway Patrol. Now, I don't know where she was at when this happened. I don't want you to panic, but I'm going to be honest with you, the operator said to her, and you know how the rest goes. Eventually, authorities identified him, that it was a 24-year-old Dwayne Haskins. See, one of the first things, right, for those of you who don't know, he's a quarterback, walked on the highway 595 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and he was struck by multiple vehicles. The thing about this is, listen, your child at 23 years old, heading into the and doing his first year in the NFL, you're not trying to see him get married already. Most parents are going to be like, hey, man, you want to cement yourself in the NFL first. You want to look at Russell and Sierra. You want to model yourself after somebody that has longevity and high winnings. You just got in. Don't get married yet type of thing. I could see his parents telling him that, and him probably telling his girl that, or them not approving of who he was dating, and he ends up marrying her anyways. Therefore, they didn't speak. Because ain't no way. He just turned 24 years old and he's married for a year, which means he got married at 23 years old, and he's dead within a year of being married. They got married March 19th of 2021, and he was dead less than a year. Well, he died in March of 2022. So in Jamaican culture, they would call that salt. They would say you got a salt wife. She brought salt in your life. 1 year after marrying that woman, you're dead. But I'm not going to put all that blame on her. I just think that everything looks funny here. First of all, honor the parents. Ask them, where would you want your son to be buried? I'm sure they're going to say close to home, where we can go leave flowers on his grave and stuff like that. Not in another state where we might never see his grave and where his body is laid to rest at. Right? And for you to do that, for you as the wife to do that without even giving concern to where they would want their child to be rested, and the fact that they don't speak, they've never seen her or spoken to her. Even if I got married without my parents' consent, I would still, you could do one of them sham Vegas marriages or whatever. I would still bring my wife over to meet my parents after and say, hey, mom and dad, we got something to tell you. We got married this weekend, blah, blah, blah. And they'll be like, what? You got married? What kind of wedding? How come we weren't invited? Nah, it was just us and one witness and the justice of the peace. And that was it. We just wanted something quick and, small. Or explain something to them. You don't just pop up married and your parents have never spoken to or seen your spouse, and you have a good relationship with your parents. I also found out that he has a child. He has a daughter, but his daughter is not from this woman, his wife that he married, Calabria Gondrezic. I'm trying to say her name, Calabria Gondrezic Haskins. They didn't have a relationship with his other side of the family, with his parents, and they didn't have a child together, which leads a lot of people to think, damn, I wonder if there was any kind of foul play here. And where was she when he walked across the street to get gas and got hit? Was she with him? Were they arguing? Do they have a prenup? There are so many different things that you got to think about right now. Do they have a prenup? I found out also that, yes, he's survived by his wife. They've been married since March 19th of 2021. Get this part. Calabria was arrested on battery and domestic violence charges after punching Haskins during an altercation at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas on July 3rd of 2021. Now, if you do the math, they were married on March 19th, and then you had April, May, June, and then July. She is getting arrested for domestic violence for punching him in public. I guess she punched him in his face and it was caught on camera, because I'm sure they weren't going to give her a domestic violence charge for punching a big, strong guy like that in his shoulder or on his shoulder. So she probably punched him in his face, and she was arrested for it just a couple of months after being married. Now, because he is an NFL star, that was all over the tabloids, all over the media. And I can, again, see his parents saying, I told you not to marry that girl. We told him not to marry that girl. She's trouble. You could tell she was trouble. But he married her anyways. Wow. I don't know. I just sense that there's a whole lot of trouble there. And That's the reason why his wife does not know his parents. He was born on March 3rd of 1997. He's a youngin. March 3rd of 1997, man. Damn. And he's already gone. And the amount of money that he was playing with, Dwayne Haskins he was making an annual salary of $2,540,000. So if you're asking if he was in the money, and he died on April 6th of 2020. So 1 year and a couple of weeks after he got married, he was dead. 4 months after he got married, his wife was charged with domestic violence, arrested for punching him in public. And 1 year to date after he got married, he's dead. His salary was over $2 million per year. $2,540,000. And that was his base salary. I don't know. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. If this was your son, would you leave it up to a woman that he had only been married to for 1 year to bury him wherever she wanted to bury him? Or would you have pushed for your wishes to have him buried closer to home? Closer to home so his daughter can go visit his grave. So you as his parents can go visit his grave. He was only 24 years old, right? Or would you just leave it up to this woman that he married, that even though they were married for a year, you as his parents had never seen her in person and had never spoken to her in person? What are your thoughts on this? Leave your comments in the comment section below. May his soul rest in peace. It's not easy to get to the NFL. So obviously this brother was gifted and he had a head on his shoulders. He was dedicated and he did the work to become successful. And he was. It's just a shame that he went out in the way that he did. My condolences goes out to the remaining members of his family. I'm sure they're grieving. It hurts to lose someone so young. It hurts even more when that someone was really about their business. You know what I mean? We're going to leave this one right here. Answer me in the comment section, and I'll catch you on the next video. It's Hot Topics TV. Hit that subscribe button. And you already know if the topic is hot, we're on it. Peace. All right, so here's a little clarity. For those of you who might be wondering, where was his wife? His wife was not with him. She was talking to him on the phone, and he informed her that he ran out of gas, and he was walking to go get some gas, right? And that's when he was struck by the vehicles in Fort Lauderdale. She had not heard from him, and she had not seen the news either. So she became worried as wifey. Why is he not calling me back? He normally calls me back. So she called 911. And when she called 911 is when 911 said to her, hey, we don't want you to panic, but this is the situation that we have out here. And this is how she learned about her husband's death.